If you're familiar with Microsoft Excel, then Google Sheets should be no problem. To create a Google Sheet, you click on your red Create button and you choose Spreadsheet. You may get a pop-up message asking if you'd like to share it with the same people as in the folder. Because I have this folder shared with people, it's asking me if I want to share my sheet with them as well. I'm going to click Create and Share. And you'll see that it opens a spreadsheet. To name my spreadsheet, I click on Untitled Spreadsheet in the upper left-hand corner, and I give it a name. Then I click OK. Let's take a quick tour of our menus. We have File, which allows us to share, create new, open, rename, make a copy, move to folder, import, see revision history, look at my settings, download as, and I have a variety of options to download as, publish to the web, email collaborators or email as attachment, and finally print. My edit menu has my undo and redo, my cut, copy, paste, and paste special, my web clipboard, my find and replace, delete values, delete rows and delete columns, and clear notes. My view menu has normal, list, freeze rows, freeze columns, grid lines, protect ranges, formula bar, all formulas, compact controls, and full screen. My insert menu allows me to insert rows above or below, columns left or right, a new sheet, comments, notes, functions, charts, images, forms, drawings, and scripts. My format menu allows me to format my numbers, my font size, bold, italic, underline, strike through, merge cells, use conditional formatting or clear all formatting. My data menu allows me to sort my sheet by column A from A to Z or column A from Z to A. I can change my sort range, name and protect ranges, create a pivot table report, and validate my information. My tools allow me to create a form, use the script gallery, or create my own script. Spelling, solver, enable autocomplete, notification rules, and protect my sheet. And then there's my help menu. Just below that, you'll see a printer icon, undo and redo, a paint formatter, format as currency, format as percentage, more formats you can use. I can change my font face, my font size, bold, italic, strike through, change my font color, change the background color of each cell, create borders on my table, merge my cells, choose if my text aligns left, right, or center, vertically align top, center, or bottom, wrap my text, insert a comment, insert a chart, insert a function, and filter. Now, without having any data in the table, it's hard to tell what you can do. I'm going to begin filling in my data. Now that I have some numbers to work with, I can apply equations. I'm going to highlight all my numbers, and then I'm going to choose a sum. And you'll notice it highlights all of my data cells, and the sum of those numbers is 256. If I want to change that formula, I simply come back up here and change it to average. You can use Google Sheets for purposes very similar to those you use Excel for. You could create a gradebook, you could create a rubric, you could create a data set. If I'd like to create a chart, I simply highlight the cells I'd like to include in the chart. Then I click on Insert Chart. Google Sheets automatically suggests the type of chart they think I should use for my data, but I can change this by clicking on the Charts graph, and I can switch between a line, area, bar column graph, bar graph, scatter plot, pie chart, map, trend, and more. I'm going to stick with my line graph. but I'm going to make it smooth rather than pointed. I can also choose to have a combo chart, but I'm going to choose to make it smooth. You'll find that the more familiarity you have with spreadsheet programs and charts, the more these features will be useful to you. I'm going to click on Insert, and you'll see that I now have my chart. I can always make changes to my chart by clicking in the different areas or editing. Can also hide the visibility of different parts. If I don't like where Google Sheets has put my chart, I simply click and drag and I move it out of the way. Other options with charts involve advanced editing, deleting the chart, saving it as an image, publishing it, copying it, and moving it to its own sheet. Google Sheets offers a variety of functions. They put the most frequently used on the top: sum, average, count, maximum, and minimum. But if you click on More Functions, I'll be brought to Google's support page, which gives me a variety of other formulas that I can use. I go back to my spreadsheet. If I'd like to add a second sheet, I simply click down here on the plus arrow and it adds a second sheet. If you'd like to resize the columns in your spreadsheet, or the rows, you go to the row and you hover over it and you'll see an arrow appears. You can drag to the right or to the left to make it larger or smaller. The same thing goes for rows. If you hover over where two rows meet, you can drag down to make it larger or up to make it smaller. This might come in handy when you're adding more content to the cells than simple one-word answers. You can also sort your sheets by a particular column by clicking on the down arrow in the column you'd like to sort and then choosing Sort Sheet A to Z. If you'd like to sort an entire sheet by a column, be sure to click in the upper left-hand corner, then go to Data, then go to Sort Range. Data has a header row if you have headers in your first column, and then choose which column to sort by. You can add a second row to sort by as well. So it sorts by the first column you choose, then by the second. When you click Sort, it'll rearrange your columns based on the values in those columns. If I'd like to change the color of the cell I'm working in, I simply click on the cell or highlight multiple, come up to the paint can, click on the down arrow, and choose the color I'd like to fill them with. If I'd like to filter my results, I use the filter tool, which can be located in the toolbar at the top, and then I can choose to filter based on a particular item in the column. As with the other Google products, I can share my spreadsheets with collaborators, giving them the same access, can edit, is owner, can comment, and can view, as I can with Docs and Slides. Once I've added someone to my spreadsheet, I click Done, and they'll be able to edit the spreadsheet just as I can.